welcome back to my channel. It's your favorite baby girl Kwemi in the building. It's good to see you, it's good to have you back. And if this is your first time on this channel, I'm saying a very big welcome to you. Thank you for joining us, thank you for dropping by. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, be a part of my family, because my family will not be complete without you. And to my old subscribers, I'm saying a very big thank you to you. Thank you for always keeping it locked down in Kwemi's Corner. I'm going to be talking more on other jobs you can do with the NHS aside from the general doctors and nurses that we all know and we're all used to. I used to be guilty of it too, because usually an average person would just think once you hear the NHS, your mind just simply goes to, oh, you have to be a doctor, or you have to be a nurse, which is a very big lie. And trust me, they also sponsor these other job roles to not just, you don't have to be a doctor or a nurse before you can get tier 2 sponsorship from the NHS. So guys, sit back, relax, and let's talk about this today. The first job I'm going to be talking about today is carer. We all know the UK, they have shortage for carer. People are not really into doing the care job again. NHS, they really need carers, and basically what does carers do? You give contingent needs to either aged people that are not so stable. When I mean not so stable, maybe patients, people that have dementia and all of that. Some care homes are just basically nursing home, which practically means nursing. You'll be responsible for, maybe you just assist them with feeding, with giving washes or baths, choosing their outfits, just helping them with their daily life or daily activities. Number 2 on my list today is dietitians. They work closely with doctors, with the GPs. Generally, they're responsible for what you put inside your body and what comes out of your body. As we already know, most of us, we just put things in our body system and we don't even know whether they are harmful or dangerous to our system. So that's the work of dietitian. They will run some tests on you, they will do checks on you to know what you're allergic to. Some people, they are lactose intolerance, which means if they take milk, things can get really worse, and also some people, they are allergic to nuts like myself. What they do is just they'll assess the individual, they'll diagnose things that they've seen or heard about them and how to actually move around. The next thing I'm going to be talking about is paramedics. Paramedics, in a layman term, they are basically first aiders. So paramedics are people that show up when an emergency call is being placed on. So they are first aiders. These are people that have been trained to give first aid, to give CPR. They know how to put people like in recovery positions, they just manage every situation. Paramedics are basically first aiders. It does not just, they don't only do it to patients. Maybe there's a fire somewhere, keep people calm, manage the situation before it actually escalates or gets worse, and they monitor the patient and all of that, make sure the patient is stabilized before they actually take the person for proper medical care. But for every job you do in the UK, you'll be trained. So don't be scared. I don't have experience, I have no experience. You will be trained. Even if you have 50 years of experience, that does not still count. For every job you're starting, they would always train you, because learning never ends. Also, speech and language therapy. When I mean speech and language therapy, some people just say, oh, talking and all of that. It goes deeper than talking, from everything that goes inside of you to everything that brings that sound. They're just like I said, therapists. So they monitor everybody, maybe with learning disabilities. They're always there to guide them, from one stage to another, and just help them. This one I'm going to be talking about is call handler and emergency call dispatchers. They work in line with paramedics. When you're calling 111 or 999, they are the ones that picks the call, to ascertain the level of the emergency and actually how to group this emergency. So once they receive your call, they will take your details. They are the ones that would actually the nearest, maybe fire service. For example, if there's a case of fire now, and you've called 111, you've told them your emergency. The call dispatcher's job is just to, they'll try as much as possible to calm you down. They will get updates from you, and they would immediately transfer your call to the nearest fire station, so that they'll connect the fire station to your house or to the address that you've given, and they would calm you down on the phone and actually monitor the whole process. The next one I'm going to be talking about is domestic services. All know we're not usually comfortable in dirty, untidy environments. There are people that need to keep our environment tidy and clean always. The hospitals, the GPs, they need to be cleaned, they need to be sanitized. Things that needs to be disinfected needs to be disinfected. So they are basically, in a layman term, we'll say cleaners. So you could always sign up for that. The next one I'm going to be talking about is housekeeping or housekeepers. It's quite similar to domestic services, but what they do is totally different. But what housekeeper basically do is go in depth. Domestic services, all they do is external. They don't really like have one-on-one relationship with patients. They don't have relationship with humans, quote and unquote. But housekeepers or housekeeping job, what they do, they take like patients' bed sheets, they do the laundry, they change bed sheets, and maybe patients' wears and all of that. So that's more private and more personal compared to housekeeping, which is just all because your business is just on the outside, on the outer surface. Someone rendering domestic services, you don't have any business inside the patient's room unless you're cleaning the patient's room. But as an housekeeper, you tidy their things, you get more closer to them, you can touch their things, their material, be it their clothes, you take their bed sheet, you just give a run through that. Also, information management staff. As from the word information management, that means you practically manage every information of patients and everything that comes in and out of the hospital or the care home or the GP that you're being allocated to. And also they take every feedback. There are some people, you would agree with me that most hospitals, you will see, how have we done today, what do you think we can improve on? So feedbacks that people give, they take this feedback, reprocess it, and now table it to the management that, okay, this is what people are clamoring for. For example, if there's a GP that does, I'm just saying, for example, if there's a GP that doesn't have maybe water dispenser or something, and someone points it out that, okay, I think if you'd include water dispenser instead of people running around, maybe the water dispenser is not like in the waiting area, maybe is in the nursing station or something, and someone points out that, okay, what if this water dispenser is actually in the waiting area? It's going to give more people access to it and all of that. So they would process the information and send the feedback to the management, and the management would work on it and see what they can do, and they keep every record of the staff, ranging from their medical history. That is their own job. Every information about patients, if the patient has had 3 medicine in their life, if the patient has had the surgery before, everything like that, they try as much as possible to put everything together, so that if you, a new medical personnel, is handling a patient, you don't have to start asking questions. Once you open the patient's profile, everything you need to know about the patient pops up, including reactions they've had, allergies, things that they are allergic to. Some people say they're allergic to penicillin. If some drugs patients are on at the moment, maybe they are on maybe warfarin, clopidogrel, which are basically blood thinning medicine. You would, maybe when you're giving injection, you quickly understand that you have to put pressure on it so that they don't bleed to death, things like that. They don't miss. They try as much as possible to keep every vital information of patients. You can also work as a public health practitioner. Basically, they create awareness about our well-being, about our environment, what we need to do, what we need to improve on in our day-to-day life. It's almost winter now. You would be seeing in places like, you need to get your flu jab, you need to get your this, you need to get your pneumonia jab, you need to get your this jab. They are the ones that are responsible for that. They create awareness. They let us know what next to do, and they are also responsible. You will see, okay, once you've had your first dose of COVID, you've had your second dose of COVID, you need a booster. If you are immunocompromised, you need a booster. The ones that are responsible for this and how to manage it and actually bring these things. They also give us advices on our general health and everyday life and well-being. At this, you see health visitors, you see general nurses. What we're going to be talking about is ambulance care service. Their own job is inside the ambulance. Sometimes in case of emergency, because we need to get to the hospital, maybe the patient is losing a lot of blood, and okay, paramedics, first aider, they've done their best to arrest the bleeding, but it's a deep cut or it's a deep wound, so it's still bleeding, and ambulance would want to get to the hospital as fast as possible. They will be the one that will be with you in the ambulance en route hospital, making sure you're very okay, monitoring your heart rate, monitoring your sugar level, your BP, everything, taking every note. Maybe there's an internal bleeding, they'll be looking for, okay, maybe there's redness, which denotes internal bleeding or everything. General well-being of the patient and route to the hospital, that is what they do. Next one I'm going to be talking about is receptionist. As a receptionist, what you basically need to do, you take calls, you take bookings. We all know before you can book an appointment, before you can go to your GP, you need to book an appointment via phone call or online, things like that. They are the ones that handle it. Okay, maybe you won't be able to make it to your appointment, you call the receptionist to reschedule or actually cancel your appointment due to one thing or the other. So they are always the first hand person, you get in contact to them. They will now, maybe type a note or just write some things before you can actually get your appointment. Big thank you to each and everyone that has watched today's video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Till I come your way next time, keep it locked down in Ukvisa. Bye.